What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Breaking the Mold. I'm Mike Bellardi, your host. Today, we are in the great part of Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It's a little warm outside, so we're going to take a step inside to the epic and legendary Cafe Metropolis, which is housed one of the biggest punk rock, ska, hardcore, metal, and even some of the best theater and indie films in this area coming out of Wilkes-Barre. Let's take a step inside to this 12, 13-year-old venue. As everybody walks in, you're going to see, well, something that's always stuck around with Cafe Metropolis. You see what Kevin here calls crap, but what I see as antiques. So we're going to introduce you to Kevin. Kevin's been here for as long as I can remember. I've been going to this venue for almost 8 years now, since I was a wee little chubster, just coming to punk rock and ska shows, working my way into hardcore, all that good stuff. And Kev, you've been here for ever.
Yes.
Yes? What is your favorite part, and what keeps you here in Wilkes-Barre with Cafe Metropolis?
It's just kind of fun. My favorite part is, doing shows. My least favorite part is cleaning up after shows, that kind of stuff. But, there's a lot of things to do. It's fun.
A lot of good memories coming out of here?
Yeah,
So, this venue, 12, 13 years old. If you had to say, what has been the overall, I guess, clarification of how you would describe Cafe Metropolis?
It's an all-ages venue. We do all kinds of different shows. That's pretty much it. It's about music,
And I take it you're a very big fan of music yourself?
Yes.
What would you say is your favorite thing to hear, listen to? If you had to plug in your iPod or MP3 player, as I saw you did a little earlier, what are you going to pop on?
Jazz.
Big jazz fan.
Yeah.
Now, have you been blessed with some jazz bands in Wilkes-Barre?
Absolutely none.
None? If I do remember correctly, there was one, not really jazz, but I want to say reggae, hip hop, have a little jazz feel. Silent Groove. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I remember them. They're a good band.
Silent Groove was a band that used to come around back in the day. I'm not sure what part of the area they were from, but this was home to one of their favorite places to play, one of their favorite venues, and I was blessed with seeing them, even though they departed a number of years ago. Silent Groove was an amazing band, and a lot of other amazing bands have come through. What would you say some of the biggest bands that you've had come through here and the biggest turnout would be?
This is two different things. The biggest band, we always say, was Fall Out Boy. The biggest turnout, I'm not sure. The biggest turnout was probably All Time Low last year.
All Time Low. Other bands that have come through here, from my experience, we have bands like Big D and the Kids Table, the Casualties. I believe even As They Lay Dying in their very, very young ages, before they started playing the big scenes, even played here a couple of times, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Now, would you say that this venue is more dedicated to the local talent, or would you say that you guys have a very, very diverse way of mixing in local talent with some of the bigger names in the indie field of music?
Well, it's hard to get local bands that can draw, and it's hard to get touring bands that you can afford. So it's definitely a mix. It's kind of like what you have to do. I'd rather do just local shows. But there's only so many bands. There's a lot of bands, but there's only so many. It used to be I think there used to be 10 bands that we could get. Nowadays, there's 10 bands we can get that draw, and it used to be, a lot more local bands that would draw. But now it's kind of scattered, and people only come to, every band draws less people, but there's more bands. That's what I'm trying to say.
Makes a lot of sense. Myself, I've actually played here a number of times with different bands from the area and had a great experience here. But what Kevin is saying is that a lot of bands in the area, but sometimes the kids don't want to leave that MySpace or Facebook and break out to some fun time out in Wilkes-Barre, see a show, see one of their favorite bands play, when you can just listen to them on MySpace. Sometimes you just got to regret the internet. Would you agree?
Yes.
Well, Kevin, we're going to take a walk around. Do you mind?
I guess.
Awesome. All right, let's go, guys. Let's see what Cafe Metropolis in this great city of Wilkes-Barre has to offer us.